Welcome back to The Jumping Mystic.
I brought a flashlight.
A flashlight?
Yeah, for the closet. You said last time we were finally stable enough to open the closet of fear. I came prepared. I have a flashlight and a broom.
Honestly, the broom is the better tool.
Oh.
Because today is not a horror movie. It is just spring cleaning.
Good. I prefer cleaning to haunting.
Exactly. We are entering section 2 of the Quantum Jump Primer, Inner Clearing and Emotional Readiness. And, for anyone who has been walking this arc with us, this is where the why of that previous section becomes absolutely essential.
That's the key context, right? If you recall section 1, orientation and preparation, that whole phase was focused on just one thing.
Establishing the internal architecture.
Right. Anchoring the body, stabilizing awareness, regulating the nervous system. We spent all that time just tuning the instrument.
We were building a stable container, you could say. A safe house for consciousness. And that stability, that regulated baseline, it's the prerequisite for what we are about to do now.
It really is.
Yeah. So now that we have that calm, focused baseline established, we can introduce what we call productive chaos safely.
Yes.
This section 2 is all about normalizing the fact that fear and resistance aren't character failures.
No, not at all. They are stored tension. They are emotional drag that slows down every single jump we attempt.
So our mission in this phase is to create a safe, spacious environment internally.
We loosen that stored resistance, we remove the emotional clutter so that every future transformation we undertake feels cleaner, lighter, and, well, far less entangled with past narratives.
It's the essential maintenance before you remodel the house. And what's critical for you to understand is that every jump in this inner clearing section, jumps 5, 6, and 7, is the same specific type of jump.
The doppelganger jump focused on identity calibration.
And this is where we need to pause and clarify that jargon, because the mechanism is key.
We are talking about actively mirroring the neurological and energetic state of a parallel version of you, the version who already operates with the desired calibration.
So when I engage in this jump, am I just imagining an ideal version of myself, or is there a genuine measurable shift happening?
Oh, it's a genuine shift. It's enabled by a principle of resonance. Your consciousness is briefly but profoundly tuning into the frequency of that harmonized self.
So identity calibration means?
It means the change isn't something you try to acquire, it's something you integrate through that mirroring. You update your current operating system instantly by experiencing the baseline of the calibrated self.
That distinction makes so much sense. Emotional drag is fundamentally an identity issue. It's the version of me that holds on to fear.
Precisely.
So let's unpack the first of these clearing jumps. Jump 5, the fear releaser.
Okay, this jump is designed specifically to address that stored tension. You meet the version of you who, when confronted with a trigger or an old fear pattern, doesn't fight it.
They don't run from it.
They don't run, and they don't try to intellectualize it away.
The felt experience here is not toughness or stoicism then. It is radical allowance.
That's the perfect phrase for it. You're mirroring the self who simply allows the fear to be present, who breathes with that energy and permits the protective tension, that clenching in the chest or the gut, to just loosen.
And pass through the system.
To pass through like a wave. And that concept of the wave is the core insight of this jump.
Because in daily life, we experience fear as a solid, immovable wall. It's a roadblock that just stops us cold.
It is. But after calibrating with the fear releaser, fear transitions from that wall into a dynamic wave.
So when that spike of anxiety hits, instead of slamming on the brakes, your new default response is to breathe through it.
You drop the chronic resistance.
Yeah.
And because you stop resisting the emotional spike, it loses its power to stick around and block access to deeper meditative or quantum states.
It's essential internal maintenance.
It is. And once you've successfully allowed fear to move, you've created the space for the next phase of emotional management.
Which is jump 6, the Emotional Harmonizer.
Yes. And this builds directly on the foundation of allowance that you just established in jump 5.
So this is where you meet the version of you who has mastery over their emotional landscape, not by suppressing feelings, but by navigation.
Exactly. This is the self who can ride powerful emotional waves, grief, anger, intense joy, without feeling like they're capsizing the boat.
And we have to emphasize this again. This is not about turning into a robot.
Not at all. You still feel big feelings. The ocean is still there.
Yeah.
But the harmonizer version of you has rapid recovery time.
Ah, that's the key.
They track the emotion quickly, understand what it's communicating, and consistently return to a state of balance without being derailed for hours or, days.
I think the speed of recovery is the most crucial daily life benefit here. Think about a situation like road rage or getting frustrating news from a boss or client.
Right.
Before the calibration, that event might hijack your nervous system for the rest of the afternoon.
Exactly. After calibrating with the Emotional Harmonizer, you still experience the initial surge of frustration, but the duration is compressed.
So you feel it, but it passes.
That version of you knows how to process that energetic surge immediately. It's the difference between taking, say, 3 minutes to return to baseline versus 3 hours.
Which ensures your emotional integrity remains intact, even during intense transformative work. If you're doing a deep jump, but you are still carrying the emotional residue of an argument from the morning,
Your jump will be muddied. Absolutely. The Harmonizer keeps clarity online.
And this leads us to the final, I think perhaps the most difficult, calibration in the clearing sequence.
Jump 7. The one who trusts the process.
This addresses the practitioner's greatest challenge, right? The need for rigid control.
We are meeting the version of you who surrenders that micromanagement and flows with the unfolding of the jump experience without grasping or forcing the outcome.
You see, the need to micromanage often comes from the exact fear and tension that jumps 5 and 6 just addressed. If you fear failure, you grip the steering wheel tighter.
But if you trust the process, you can finally loosen that grip.
Okay, but this raises a profound question that listeners likely have. If we spent all of Section 1 establishing agency, focus, and intentionality, isn't surrendering rigid control the exact opposite of that?
That is the essential paradox.
How do we balance radical surrender with intentionality?
Well, the jump resolves it beautifully. It's not a surrender of agency, but a surrender of strain. You are releasing the need to perform the jump perfectly. You trust the architecture you built in Section 1 to hold you, allowing your deeper self, your superconscious, to guide the shift.
So I stop forcing the door open, and instead I allow the system to receive the shift.
Precisely. The practical benefit is profound. You release forcing and strain, which are huge energy drains. By staying receptive, the intended shifts land more deeply, more profoundly, because there is no internal resistance fighting the guidance that is already there.
So if we look at jumps 5, 6, and 7 as a sequence, releasing the core fear, harmonizing the emotional expression, and finally trusting the entire unfolding, it's a powerful strategy.
It is. It systematically removes the 3 major internal blockers to deep transformation.
It creates a clear, harmonized, and trusting internal space.
You've successfully turned the noisy, cluttered attic into a quiet, empty studio, ready for the serious work of design.
This cleared safe space is the critical preparation for the next phase, Section 3, which focuses entirely on directional power and intentional design.
Right.
But before any major transition like that, we have to talk about the integration pillar that supports this intense emotional clearing.
The companion music. And the music is not a playlist of background tunes or just some bonus content. It's the third pillar of the arc. Deep dive, then jump, then song. And it is absolutely vital for emotional work like jumps 5 and 6.
They're anchors. They echo the specific emotional and energetic frequency of the jump you just completed.
Yeah.
The music acts as a gentle landing pad.
That's it. It provides a rhythmic shape, almost like a soft sonic blanket that the nervous system can hold on to. This helps stabilize the heart rate. It consolidates the new emotional baseline.
And it makes the clearing process feel gentle and artful rather than jarring or exhausting.
It locks in the calibration. And listeners can then revisit those specific songs later in the week while commuting, while working to instantly re-evoke that settled, harmonized state they achieved during the jump itself.
It's a portable emotional cue that reinforces the harmony. So if you've walked the path of Section 1 and you've completed this inner clearing sequence, you have done the foundational work of readiness. You have moved from preparation and clearing into a space of pure potential.
It is the optimal launching point for true directional agency.
So we have prepped the body and the nervous system in Section 1. Now in Section 2, we have successfully cleared out the fear, the resistance, and the emotional clutter.
Which means the house is finally clean, but it's also kind of empty.
Exactly. It is a blank canvas now. With the noise cleared out, we can finally ask what we actually want to paint here.
So we are finally getting to the fun part.
Next deep dive, we step into Section 3 of the Quantum Jump Primer: intention, agency, and alignment. We're going to meet the intention architect and start building on that blank canvas.
If you want to keep walking this arc with us, Make sure you subscribe to House of Mystics on YouTube so you do not miss the next step.
This cleared space you've made is a testament to your own internal trust. Savor that quiet possibility, that spaciousness you've earned, before you draw the first line of your next intention.